welcome back to Passions Podcast, the podcast where we talk about the soap opera Passions. I am your regular host, LeTara, back today with returning guest hosts, Dr. Eric Vera, Maria, and Kelley with an EY. I don't know how long that's going. I can't hear the sounds today, y'all, because my sound has been fucked up. We're 30 minutes behind because I've been trying to get it fixed. So I can't hear the sounds, but at least I can hear your lovely voices. So how y'all doing?
Doing well. Yeah.
I'm ready to talk about Precious based on the novel Push by Sapphire.
let me just say, I took a precious note, but the precious note is Edna and Precious hijinks. Somebody talk about this.
Yes, I will have you covered.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like, Eric's going to be on. I'm sure he loved that bullshit. So
Mine is simple. Of course, there's a food fight.
Yes.
Yeah, this was an excruciating week. I'm sorry. I think there's a few different things coming together to make it so bad because one, we open the week and TC is just berating Eve.
Oh.
Okay. Just dressing her down, calling her a bad mom and a bad wife and all things that for me, you wouldn't be able to come back from, but I digress.
Nope.
Then to add insult to absolute injury, Antonio is talking nonsense and being the most frustrating possible person. I mean, I know that's no change from how he's been previously and in the past, but it's just, oh my God. And there was so much TC and Antonio this week that it was truly excruciating to watch. And at one point I was 3 episodes in and I was like, where the fuck is Kay? I need Kay. Where is Kay? And I put that in the Discord because I was like, I miss Kay. And she did pop up. And when she finally popped up in episode 4, I was like, oh, I'm so glad to see her. She didn't get much, but it was a little bit of a reprieve from everything else.
Yeah.
Everybody this week was just so irritated. Oh my God, the shit with Julian and Bruce. Oh my God, it was so irritating. Just say what the fuck you need to say.
Stop cackling and get to the point.
Honestly,
my God.
It took too long.
Yeah,
I loved it, but it just took too long.
Yeah.
If you want LeTara, that's the episode.
You
just thank the patrons.
Passion for life.
You just did it.
You just did it.
No, for real, I just did it. That's actually true. I really did just do it, but we will deep dive. So
Yeah, there is still divorce court.
Yes, we have to talk about divorce court, which was the one little saving grace to see Judge Maybelline on Passions. I said, oh my God, Judge Maybelline.
Yeah.
So I hadn't seen her in years. I was like, oh, I hadn't thought about her in years because she used to do divorce
Tom
court.
Joyner, now this.
I was waiting to bring up Tom Joyner.
No, seriously. It was my black girl childhood. It's crazy. Because my mama used to watch the hell out of divorce court. And so did I still watch divorce court from time to time. The reruns and stuff. Whenever I'm at home with my mama, because she watches that kind of stuff. But anyway.
Did you feel at home when Simone and Sugar Bear and Whitney got all Southern in their language?
I don't even know what that accent was, actually. And I didn't understand what I know what the direction was.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I know what the direction was. I didn't fucking care for it. It's Eve's fantasy. Why do her children talk like that in her own motherfucking fantasy? It don't make no damn sense. Anyway, whatever. We're talking about episodes 941 through 945, yes?
Yes.
That is correct.
All right. Before we get into the episodes, I want to say a shout out to all the patrons over on Patreon. Thank you to Munashe, Lisa S, Zach, Sid, Sarana, Randall, Camelia, Amanda, Jeanette, Eric, Jamie, Fantasia, Sean, Larissa, Maria, Lisa A, Jessica Jean, Laura, Karen, Uche, Paige, Casey, Garance, Stephen Winthrop, Daisy, Shane, Kelley with an EY, who's with us today, Taylor Harris Crane, DJ Kelley M, Lisa R, Acacia, Andrew D, our almighty Crane Andrew C, Jekyll Hyde, our almighty Crane Michelle, Kendra, Trey, Amanda A, and our newest patron, Darcy.
Oh, hello.
Welcome. Thank you all so much for being patrons and hanging in there with me. We're going on a cruise, people. It is official. So if you haven't signed up on the Patreon to go on the cruise, go do so. It's ASAP. Deposits are due by January 20th. Not January, Lord Jesus. Deposits are due by June 20th, but the sooner you sign up, the better, because you'll have more. There's my cousin, who's like the travel agent or whatever. She said that the cabin's already filling up pretty fast. Like, I was like, oh, we're a year out. And she was like, yeah, people book cruises very far in advance. I was like, okay, so yeah, if you want to get a good cabin, go on and go out to patreon.com/passionspodcast, sign up for whatever tier you find most agreeable. And the post is pinned at the top of the Patreon.
Roto, come back.
It's Roto.
I'm so sorry. Was it me? Did I do it? Am I the problem? I thought we were joking around.
People come and go.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Like, there's a couple of people who will be back. It just ebbs and flows. It comes and goes.
Okay, good.
I have a feeling in the future it'll probably be me, but it's unintentional.
Hey, listen, it happens. I don't take it personally.
We care about everybody in that group.
Yes, we do.
Even when I come for you in a fake reality TV game, like I did Michelle.
Yeah, what was that about? Y'all played I know y'all did like a little impromptu game night last night. I had to watch Passions. I had to do my homework.
I turned on my reality TV star antics, and Michelle came for me, and I said, if you're going to come for me, turn on your camera so I can see you do it to my face. Ooh. And I was joking, but I think people thought I was getting really bored
all night long.
And it was fun.
Oh,
she matched with. Oh yeah, she totally came for me.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of Michelle. I like Michelle.
Oh yeah,
she's amazing.
Yeah,
she was, funny. And she came. She was like, she came.
They brought it.
Matched the energy. Yeah.
She brought it. Wow. Okay.
And she won. She won the game.
Yeah, she did. She kicked all our asses.
Yeah.
Okay, I would love to see what this game. What's the name of the game?
Yeah.
It was on Jackbox. It was like roommates or something.
Yeah, it was basically felt like Big Brother. You're limited. You vote people out and stuff, but then you get like immunity, and you can save one person.
Save people,
everybody started to slowly come for me.
Let's play that next time. I want to play.
Yeah,
me
too. Come back, LeTara, because we knew you would love that.
Yeah. That sounds like so much fun. But I had to watch Passions last night.
So you hear that, Tom Bergeron? You hear that, Roto?
You hear that, Tom Bergeron?
We do miss. There was mention of Tom Bergeron last night in one of the games.
I just love that. Well, let's get into these episodes, y'all. We're starting with troubled marriages, and this week it's not Grace and Sam, it's TC and Eve's troubled marriage that we are talking about the most. And like I alluded to at the beginning of the episode, we pick up and TC is just yelling, screaming, ranting, and raving at Eve, basically calling her a bad wife and a bad mother. And they fight for a while, back and forth. Mostly him just yelling at her about what business do you have to question me about our kids? And now they're our kids. Like, you're never around. Like, bro, calm the fuck down, number one.
Yeah.
And I don't know why she didn't sedate his ass. Let me find my shit. Wait.
You want to sedate
she needed to quiet
your nerves?
Yeah.
For real.
I don't know why she didn't sedate his ass.
Sorry, but like, why did this get under his skin all of a sudden? Like, he was all fine and dandy with it for forever, and now all of a sudden,
because of Liz.
It's the tennis thing.
It's the tennis thing. Was it Liz? Liz's influence?
Well, it's the Liz and it's the like Eric said, the tennis thing.
It's just the tennis thing.
Yeah, no,
it really is just the tennis thing.
I think think it's a combination of things. Like, yes, the tennis is a big part of why he's so angry. But the things that he's saying to her about her being an absent mother and an absent wife, that is something. Those are seeds that were planted by Liz.
Yeah,
and maybe he had.
I think he had it in his
of
back
something
pocket.
going there for a like. Before Liz ever showed up, but it was never to this extent. But Liz has been there to plant and water those seeds, right? And fertilize and make sure it grows into this resentment that he has now for his wife. And so I do believe it is Liz's influence. A good portion of it is Liz's influence, and like, yeah.
My first very note that I took to this for this episode was I hate TC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I never liked him back then, and as I rewatch, I'm like, God bless the actor, God bless him, because he does a great job at doing TC, but TC's such an unlikable character to the point where you root for Julian to take Eve away. I mean, like,
yes.
like,
Honestly.
That's the crazy thing is, like, in these episodes, I started thinking that same thing. Like, yeah, you know what? I do want Julian and Eve to get together, even though I'm also watching Julian be absolutely awful to Teresa. Right?
Yeah,
Like, I'm looking at him and he's being horrible to presumably the mother of his child, right? And I'm still rooting for him to get together with Eve, like, because TC is just that bad.
Yeah.
So
I wrote down in my notes that TC is totally gaslighting her.
yes.
Yes.
But I'll chime in on that too, because I think that one of the things that he keeps telling Eve, like, you love your job way more than you love us, but it's like she's the one that we have to all know is way more providing for that family than TC. If TC is just a PE coach or whatever, that salary, especially in the early 2000s, was very, very, very low.
And tennis, I believe tennis is an expensive sport to get into.
Yeah.
As well, right? So I don't think his salary is covering that. I think that was mostly Eve buying the things that Whitney needed to have a successful tennis career and to start in tennis in the first place. I hate him. I agree. We hate him. Where's my...
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I sure wish I could have heard that.
Listen, it was very satisfying. I promise you, it was very satisfying.
Yes.
That button is gonna get a lot of use.
It is gonna. I
to hear it.
said that last night while we were playing games. I was like, "Well, get that button ready. I'm ready."
Yeah. Between him and Antonio, please. So they fight for 3 episodes. I mean,
yes.
It does. It carries on.
But
it goes on and on and on, and he's saying the same thing, same hurtful, horrible things that he knows are going to hurt his wife. He says he doesn't say it. He says it with a deep level of like derision. There's venom in those words.
Murder shed yelling. Murder shed yelling.
Yeah.
Because he says, trying to act like a mother. Eve is more of a mother than you are a father. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah. I know that she is not there all the time, but she at least recognizes the things that are going on with the girls. I mean, like, she knows that Whitney likes tennis, but is not like in love with tennis. I mean, like, she knows that enough about them.
Well, and she makes the point to say, well, I care about their happiness. I care about the happiness of our daughters. Do you?
Yeah. See, he doesn't even know one of their names.
It's Sugar Bear.
It was so funny in the divorce court fantasy, which we will get to. In the divorce court fantasy, he calls them as witness, Whitney, Sugar Bear. Oh, Your Honor. And he's like, Your Honor, Sugar Bear is my other daughter, Simone. Like, oh, glad you remembered her name.
Yeah,
I think that was him trying to remember her name. He said,
exactly.
Sugar Bear.
What you're saying, LeTara, I absolutely agree. Like, yeah, she may be absent at time because she's the only doctor in freaking Harmony that can do anything. But at the same time, she knows what's going on. She cares deeply what's going on. It's just she can't possibly be everywhere at once. Whereas TC is like, Whitney, tennis. My dad, my knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bear? What's her name?
Oh,
That's it.
listen, I am still laughing at LeTara saying, my father died because I hurt my knee.
That's how
He died of a
I
broken
swear.
heart.
That's
'cause I
exactly
hurt
He died of a
He-
broken knee.
Yes.
He died of a broken knee.
That's exactly how I imagine him going around the hospital as a grief counselor.
That is
Pull
so
yourself
funny.
together! Don't you understand? My father died because I can't play tennis. Like, okay, okay, buddy. My knee hurts. So do mine. Like,
Hey, my kneecap was shattered, and I don't bitch about it as much as this man.
And this is a
That was
grief
funny.
counselor
Yeah.
talking to Eve this way.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yo,
listen.
What training did you get
At,
to be a
yeah.
grief counselor?
At one point, he says, I don't need you concerning yourself with something that doesn't concern you. What are you talking
What
about?
the hell?
Oh,
I want-
brother, this guy stinks.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
I wanted to beat him. I wrote, I want to beat him. When he said that, like, what are you talking about? Doesn't concern you.
By the way,
Children.
when you said what kind of learning did he get to be a counselor, it's my headcanon that he took a weekend course at the community center.
Right. Yeah. For sure. He definitely has like a certificate of completion, not a
Yeah.
degree.
He went to shit. He went to South Harmony Institute of Technology.
Yeah. he went on what was that? Education Connection. Y'all remember Education Connection? Get connected for free with Education Connection. He went to Education Connection to find out how he can get his credentials. Y'all, I'm gonna
Yes.
pause for a second because I think I figured out my sound issue. Give me a second.
Okay.
Working for an hourly.
I have a joke loaded in the cannon, so I know where to pick up.
Amazing.
Oh.
More education is what I'm looking at. If I get a degree, I will make a bigger salary. So now I've got to see which college is right for me. I went on the internet and found Education Connection. Okay, talk for me.
Hello,
Sure.
hello.
Did you hear?
Yes,
Yay!
Play a clip. Play a sound. Play a sound.
I figured it out.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Yeah.
I looked down at my soundboard and I saw that there was a button pushed that shouldn't have been pushed, and I see it was like pushed in, and I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure that's what the problem is. Okay, all right, sorry for that. Sorry, we were in such a nice little groove, but I wanted to get that.
It's okay. No, that's
Yeah.
completely
This is
understandable.
perfect.
But yeah, he went to Education Connection. Get connected for free with Education Connection.
No, you know what I was also thinking about when Sally Struther used to do the international correspondence schools. So he's like, do you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
get it? He called that phone number. He's like, Sally Struther's like, do you want TV, VCR repair, computer programming, bookkeeping, auto mechanics, and paralegal work?
I
Or
love how
counseling.
He probably did DeVry.
They all,
Right.
Remember DeVry?
I remember
And-
Trump
and you-
University.
And you get a tool set
Yeah.
at the end.
Or do you remember Baker, that college? I don't know if that was strictly a Michigan thing, but
I don't remember that.
it's defunct now. Let's just say that. It went to it's done.
yeah, TC's
That's so funny.
defunct.
TC probably went to Trump University.
That's what I said. Trump University.
How to be an asshole in 2 easy steps.
I find this podcast vulgar and
I have found this podcast to be unnecessarily vulgar and detrimental. Okay. So, yes, they're fighting, they're arguing. And TC is saying some very hurtful, mean, nasty, awful things.
he also
That are-
starts to do that to Chad as well. He brings up how Chad is a punk now and all this stuff. And Eve brings up the fact again, brings up his resume of saving Whitney's life twice and Eve's, and again, he's only fine with. He was totally fine with Chad being with Sugar Bear because he doesn't care about Sugar
Yeah,
Bear.
that's what I was
Yeah.
about to say too. I was like, he is talking so much shit about Chad, but he had no problem letting Simone and Chad be together. None whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's like, but is this really, this is how you felt the whole time about him? So do you give a shit about Simone at all?
And here's the thing, there's also a bigger age gap, I think, between Simone and Chad than Whitney and Chad.
Yeah.
If I was a parent, I'd be a little more concerned that this older guy wanted to date my presumably jailbait child versus my older, more age appropriate child.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. So
They don't care.
Yeah,
he doesn't give a shit.
He's selfish. All he's worrying about is himself, not even Whitney. He doesn't care about Whitney.
If somebody hit Whitney with a car, he'd have found that person immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
No one gave a shit.
We still
Nobody
don't know.
cares.
they
Simone
passed
got
over
in a hit and run.
And we never
really
will.
fucking
That
quick.
will never come up again. We're never gonna find out who ran Simone over. It was funny that it came up like last week or the week before, though, that they were like, she asked Whitney and Chad how long they had been seeing each other or whatever,
Yes.
and they were like, well, it was started around the time of your hit and run. I'm glad y'all brought that up.
I'm
So-
still laughing at Simone throwing a little bit of not even a snowball, but just like a handful of snow in the air, and then an avalanche on top of her.
The avalanche that fell down on top of her. Come on.
Hysterical.
Come on. So anyway, while they're fighting in the living room, actually, their fight ends this way. She says to him, like, I don't want to fight with you. We've never fought like this before. He says, well, you've never gone against me like this about one of our girls. We've always been on the same page about things. And she says, well, I don't want us to be fighting. And she says, let me talk to Whitney. What TC hears is that Eve has given in and is going to talk to Whitney and tell her, Chad is out of the picture for her, right? But that is not at all what Eve was saying. What Eve was saying was like, let me talk to Whitney. Let's get her how she's feeling, everything, right? And so because TC hears what he wants to hear, he thinks he's won this argument, and he thinks that everything is hunky-dory. Who's hunky-dory? He thinks everything's hunky-dory, and he's like, I'm so glad that you came around on this, honey, and hopefully you can talk some sense into her. Eve gets this look on her face. She doesn't speak up, but on the one hand, I kind of understand why she didn't, because fighting with somebody is exhausting. Arguing with somebody like that is very, very, and somebody irrational is just exhausting. And I don't know that I would have wanted to start up the fight again either.
Well, at some point he said something about somebody will remember this, but he says we have to make sacrifices, and I just wrote TC's crazy because I don't know. He said a very specific sacrifice.
He said it after she brought up the fact that he had taken a bullet for her.
Yes, that's why I was like, you're crazy. You're crazy. But Chad is some punk kid. Like, he's just a bulletproof vest. He's the sacrifice. TC's crazy.
TC is crazy. And so
TC's idea of sacrifices, I had to take some days off from work to take her to tennis lessons and tennis this and tennis that. I'm sure you were enjoying all those days off.
Right. That's what you wanted to do.
Exactly.
That's what you wanted to do. This is your dream.
Yeah.
It's not a sacrifice. It's your dream, and you're getting to live your dream. You know who's sacrificing? Whitney.
Yeah.
Whitney is sacrificing her. She has sacrificed her childhood to this, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You're 100% right on that.
So he's
nuts.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
He's awful.
Yes.
Dude,
It was horrible. It was horrible. The way he was talking to her. She should have slapped them a few times.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the fact that he started questioning her as a mother, it's one thing for him to start questioning her as a wife, which I disagree with too. However, it's like, he is her husband, so if he's questioning her as a wife, whatever, like, that's his prerogative. Questioning her as a mother is way over the line.
You don't cross that line. You don't cross that
over the line.
Yeah.
Especially as a man, it is way over the line. Okay.
Yes.
And I hate him.
It-
Just like you, Eric, I hate him.
Yeah.
It's over the line because he's talking about how she's never there and the girls and it's all on him and everything. Are you not listening to what Simone has been saying this whole time? How she's being neglected. That's on you too, TC. That's on you too.
He doesn't care about her.
He doesn't
and
care.
I agree. He doesn't care. And honestly, this conversation, when they're like arguing, it's about Whitney more than Simone, way more than
Without a
Simone.
doubt.
This whole argument very much centered on Whitney and what Whitney needs and what Whitney wants and like how upset Whitney is. I will say, even Eve is like not giving any kind of thought to how Simone feels in all of this. They're both just yelling about Whitney and what they think should happen with Whitney. And I think I didn't make it clear at the beginning of this that this argument began because Whitney decided she didn't want to play in a tournament. And Eve stood up for her and said, like, yeah, no, she's too upset. She's too emotionally raw. She can't do it. And I'm not gonna, and yeah, so that's what happened last week. If you didn't see last week, go on and go back. But yeah, I want to be clear that this argument started with Whitney not playing tennis today, right? So
Yeah.
and then it devolved into him calling her a bad mom and wife.
Yeah. When she was the one that was asking Whitney, how do you feel about it? Do you want to play today? And that's when she's like, I can't. Like, she's there for Whitney. So TC, what the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, TC wouldn't even listen to Whitney when he, you know what? We have to move on. So,
Okay.
but yeah, he's awful. Meanwhile, Whitney is in the kitchen and talking to Liz, and she just recaps the events of the night to Liz. She blames herself for everything. She's feeling very guilty. Liz comforts her. She tells her that she shouldn't blame herself, and she says, "You need just give it time. Everything will work out." Then Whitney is very grateful to have Liz there to talk to, she says, and she's like, "Thank you, Liz. You've been so great. You even covered for me when Simone almost caught us that time." And so she's like just thanking her for that. And then Eve comes in. I will say I took very limited notes. I wasn't feeling good last night
because I also wrote "fuck you, Liz." I'm not a fan.
I took limited notes. You know, I struggle with Liz because on the one hand, a lot of the things that she's upset about are not Eve's fault, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I do also think, she's obviously unwell.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She's obviously living in a delusion, and she needs some sort of mental health intervention. She's clearly not okay.
In a certain scenario, she is Beth. I mean, like, she could easily become a Beth if she's not careful.
They're parallel lines.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
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 And we did get to see more into their past and expanded more on the parents. And now we're finding out about a really religious home and everything.
Yeah. So let's talk about it.
Okay.
Eve comes into the kitchen, sees Liz comforting Whitney. She don't like that. And she tells Whitney, "Hey, Whitney, honey, I want to talk to you. Why don't you go on up to your room? I'll be up there in a minute." And then she turns to Liz and she's like, "Liz, leave my daughters alone." You know. But of course, now Liz is feeling she's gloating at this point. She's like, "Look at your life, Eve, your family. This is the family you keep bragging about. Is so close. Look at it. It's falling apart, and it's all because of you. And this is your fault. And this family's falling apart, just like the one that you and I had with Mama."
But before we get into that, I do want to just say this really upset me was that one line of I always wanted a daughter and now I have two. Like this, I hate that stuff. I hate this thing that she thinks she can just, like, she lives in this crazy world where she thinks that the girls are just going to hate her and leave her. Like
I said, she is living in a delusion. She is. And I have that line. She says, I always wanted a daughter, and now I'll have two, and a wonderful, loving husband as well.
Yeah.
And
loving. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Did you not hear him berating her?
Well, and that's the thing. It said, she goes, Eve says, you'll never take away my family, you bitch. And then I did laugh because she wrote, I've witnessed his temper. I bet that makes him an even hotter lover in bed.
Yeah.
And then there's a slap.
And then Eve is like, you bitch, and slaps her, and which was great.
Very satisfying.
Which was great. They also just do the same old back and forth recap.
Yes.
Until Liz actually decides to return a slap on Eve. And it was kind of funny because she raises her hand. And then she hesitates, and then she's like, "Oh, what the hell?" And then she
that made me laugh a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, she calls her a whore. She calls her Julian Crane's whore specifically. I wrote something about the daughters not turning out like Eve, and then Liz says, your daughters are paying for what you did, Eve, somehow subconsciously or maybe genetically. You are letting them know that it is all right to get into their base desires. She's saying your daughters are genetically predisposed to be whores.
And so are you.
Crazy.
You have the same genes as I do.
Yeah.
Well, no, they don't. Aren't they adopted sisters or something like that?
We find that out later.
Oh, God.
Later.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not blood related, but
Yeah, they're not, but we don't, as of right now,
they're just sisters.
They're sisters.
Never knew how much I missed her.
Never knew. Sister. Okay,
Y'all are welcome.
anyway.
See, I know what to do to get LeTara.
Oh my, I could keep going too.
Y'all ever watch
no,
Pen
my
15?
daughters are. Wait, say that again.
You watch Pen 15?
Oh, you're asking. No, I don't.
It's hysterical, but at one point, there's an animated episode and they're talking about sister, and they try and sing it, but they don't know the words, and she's like, now I'm never gonna let you go. And it's just like when you're singing a song stupidly, happily. It's just, anyway.
Yeah.
For anybody who watches it, very funny.
Oh yeah.
Sister.
So
Jack Hay.
the girl, Eve. So yes. Liz says your daughters are genetically predisposed to be whores like you. No, she tells her like you're letting them know that that's okay somehow. And Eve's like, no, they're good girls. Liz says, well, Simone maybe, but Whitney's already sleeping around. Sleeping around? She's sleeping with Chad, which is what Eve
One
says.
person. Yeah, one
She
person.
says she's in love with Chad, and Liz says, I know that, and I'm not blaming Whitney. After all, she's been under your influence. But thank God I came along to save them from being drunks and drugged out whores and sleeping with men like Julian Crane just to get their next fix. Now, did she or did she not fuck Antonio on that motherfucking island? Did Liz or did Liz not have sex with Antonio?
And full well knowing he's basically a gigolo, like at that time period.
So by her logic, because they weren't married. And she probably fucked Tom Joyner too. Tom Joyner.
Oh yeah, she did.
So she probably fucked Tom Joyner too.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, that kiss was not a platonic kiss.
Yeah. So by her logic, she too is a whore and a slut.
Yeah. She fucked Doc too. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Oh, excuse me. She's trying to sleep with TC.
Yeah.
She's right now trying to sleep with a married man. She is actively trying to sleep with a married man. This bitch, if anybody's a slut, it's Liz.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If anybody's a whore, it's Liz.
She's a sleepwalking whore.
She's a sleepwalking whore. She's a sleepwalking whore, and she needs to get something done about that. She needs to get that taken care of.
And also, she doesn't know Simone as well as she does because Simone was about to throw it at Chad too.
Listen. So, yeah, she was like, they've been under your influence. Thank God I came back to save them from sleeping with men just to get their next fix like you. And And Eve's like, bitch, you have gone too far. I just told you I don't want you talking about my daughters. Keep my daughters' names out of your fucking mouth, you whore. She says they're good, decent girls, and I don't want you to mention their names anymore. This is between you and me. Liz is like, oh, Eve, you were always good at self-delusion. Okay, Glass House. Because she's utterly delusional in this. She really is. I get her being mad at Eve. I really do. But her anger is so horribly misplaced.
Yeah.
So incredibly misplaced. Horribly misplaced. I have found this podcast to be
Hey, we're
vulgar.
just repeating. That's how many times they said it on the show this week. We said whore every 5 seconds.
so much. It's so much.
The only thing that rivals the amount of times whore was said was the racial discrimination that's going on in the mansion.
My God.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh my God. And you know what else I thought about this week? And we'll talk about when we get to Shawise. But nobody ever calls Sheridan a whore. Nobody ever calls Sheridan a slut. Even Beth is only ever calls her a bitch. I don't know if she's ever called her a whore.
I think she has. No, I think she has. Every time she tries to sleep with, or where she finds out that she sleeps with Louis, she kind of, I think, throws that out there.
I hope so, because nobody ever Eve. People are constantly calling her a whore.
America's
Maybe
whore.
what? 2 guys and.
Well, we don't know how many people she was sleeping with at the club when she was being a drug addict.
Fair enough.
And also,
I like to think. No, that's I'm withdrawing.
But even
I've censored myself. I'm proud.
Eric,
it's very hard
I
for
want
me
to know what is.
I was gonna say I'd like to think that Sheridan and Princess Diana had a little a rendezvous.
I believe it in. I agree.
I think they
Too,
kissed.
she was like obsessed with her.
Yeah, like Cruel Intentions kissed. It was very sweet.
Yeah,
it was on a
they
little
were,
blanket, picnic.
Yeah, giving each other comfort. I can see that. I can see
Yeah,
it.
for
That's
sure.
not even a joke.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm making it canon.
Joke, I can see it too.
Yeah. So anyway.
You are my.
Anyway, Liz is talking shit about Eve and her daughters, and she tells her she's so good at self-delusion. She says your daughters hate each other just like you and I hate each other. Everything you've ever worked for, everything you have ever lied and cheated to get is about to be taken away from you. This isn't just between me and you. This is about everyone you've ever lied to, everyone you've ever hurt, and that includes your daughters. I mean, okay, I guess. Eve says, I asked you not to talk. She's like, I told you to stop bringing up my daughters, bitch. This is between you and me. That's the first problem I have with you. And she says, this is just the thing going on with my daughters is just a misunderstanding of the heart. A misunderstanding of the heart. I mean, and it is in a sense that, it is kind of just a misunderstanding. Yes, Whitney did a lot of lying, but so did Simone. Both of them lied.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? You know who else is a liar? Liz. Liz is also a liar.
Number one.
Yeah, Liz is also a liar. She's doing a lot of lying to TC. She's lying to all the same fucking people.
Yeah.
To everyone.
Yeah. She's lying to all the same fucking people. So, she gets on my nerves. Like I said, I have mixed feelings about Liz.
Give her one. Oh, sister, this girl stinks.
Oh, sister, this guy stinks.
Brother, this guy stinks!
No, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about her. I really do.
I remember I liked Liz when we first meet her, but it's her coming after. To me, you're coming after an OG, and I'm always going to be on Eve's side. Eve is.
That's the thing. I don't have a problem with her coming after Eve. It's why she's coming after Eve.
Yes.
I wish she had a better reason. Honestly, all they had to do was write it to where Eve quite literally told her to go to hell and no, you can't come with me. And bing, bang, boom, I'm all the way on Liz's side. Bing,
Yes.
bang, boom. Yeah. All they had to do was have Eve legitimately tell her, no, I don't want you with me. I'm leaving that life behind. I don't, okay, fine. Then I feel like, okay, Liz has more of a leg to stand on. But Eve having left home and then her father having done what he did is not Eve's fault.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not her fault. And honestly, let's get into the flashbacks because the whole thing made me less sympathetic to Liz. The entire thing made me less sympathetic to Liz and more sympathetic to Eve. The whole backstory. So, they go back and forth about Liz telling Eve that she's a horrible mother and her daughter's going to turn out like her unless somebody comes to save them. Basically, she tells her that her bad karma is coming back to bite her. She's going to lose everything. And we do that for some time.
Way too long.
Way too long. Until Liz finally says, "You're a failure, Eve. All you do is let down the people in your life. You're a failure as a sister, as a daughter. You're a failure as a mother, and you're a total failure as a wife." It was so mean. It was just so mean. But then Eve says, "You're just bitter because you have nobody and nothing." She's right. You're just bitter because you have nobody and nothing. And that is the truth. Eve is not a failure. Liz has deluded herself into believing that Eve is some kind of failure as a wife, mother, and maybe she's a failure as a sister. She's her sister, so she can say that. She can say, "You failed me as a sister." Fine.
But she didn't bring up her work as a doctor, so
couldn't
there
possibly.
You go.
Doctor of the Year, 1999.
Yeah, doctor of every century. Also, meanwhile, there's somewhere at St. Lisa's Doc's at the reception desk, like, just waiting.
Just hanging. Good for him. I would be right there with Doc, just living in paradise on Liz's dime.
Can we ever go back to St. Lisa's?
I hope she does. Does she ever leave? I know she stays here forever.
I know she's there for a long time.
Yeah, I know she stays for a very long time. I don't know if she ever goes back to Bermuda.
I don't think so, but I don't know.
I don't know. I don't remember.
We're gonna get there before she goes back.
Right.
We're gonna go to St. Lisa's.
We're gonna go to St. Lisa's Island.
Yeah.
That should be where our cruise goes. Exactly.
On our cruise. We're going to St. Lisa's Island.
We're going to St. Lisa's.
But yeah, Eve tells her, "You're just bitter because you have nobody and nothing." And then Liz starts in on Eve about, "Well, you're tearing your family apart just like you tore our family apart. You broke our mother's heart. Do you remember what you did, Eve, when you were a teenager? Do you remember that? When she was a teenager, you are fighting with her, yelling at her, berating her, calling her a failure at everything because of some shit she did when she was a teenager, Liz? Come on now." Mm-hmm. So Liz goes on and on about how she tore the family apart, and then she recounts their childhood being like perfect, and we get a flashback. We get a flashback clip of their family, and she says, like, "Our family was perfect." Notably, we do not see the father in these flashbacks, which very much put me off, because I was like, well, he played such a prominent role in why Liz is so upset. Why isn't he playing a prominent role in like the perfect family that she thinks she had back then, right?
He didn't believe in God. He was atheist. That's why he wasn't in church. I'm making that up.
You would have to be, because there's no way their crazy mama. Let's talk about the mama, because I was like, ain't no way she would be with an atheist, considering she won't even let the girl have music in the house. So let's talk about this. So she says, Liz talks about how their childhood was perfect, and that they would go to church every Sunday, and the whole family was so proud of how Eve sang with the choir, and their mama especially was so proud of Eve. She always had solos at church, and their mom was so proud of her, until one day Eve came home with a record, and her mom threw it in the trash and told her, like, "This is the devil's music. The only music worth singing is the Lord's music. You need to sing his praises." And she said that singing outside the church to entertain people, singing rock and roll and jazz and whatever, was sin. That the gift God gave you was only to be used in church in praise of the Lord. But you didn't listen to mama, did you? You see what happened. You destroyed our family. Oh God, I'll go on. So then there's a story about Eve who had snuck out to start singing at a club. And she's singing at this club when she looks up and sees her mother back in the back of the room. And her mom comes and drags her off stage. And as she's dragging her out of the club, the patrons, Liz calls them sleazy. The sleazy patrons at this sleazy club start booing and throwing alcohol at their mother, throwing drinks at their mother. And she came home soaked in alcohol. A woman who had never even tasted alcohol was soaked in alcohol, and it broke her heart. And she was never the same after. It killed her soul. These are Liz's words. Those were not my words. That is what Liz said.
So did she never take communion and drink the wine?
Well, Protestants don't drink wine.
Oh, they don't. Okay.
Most of us don't.
Okay, I didn't know that.
There's no alcohol in church. It's
Grape
very,
juice.
very, very, very taboo.
Oh, wow.
I'm still laughing at them booing the mom. Of course they're
boo
booing
too.
her. They're like, she was like, you ruined our night. This girl was singing. Let her. They don't even know, right? I mean, we can assume that's her mom, but somebody's dragging off the entertainment. I'd be booing too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
100% agreed. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, well, of course they booed. They probably paid for a show and you ruined it. And now I don't condone throwing drinks at the lady. I don't condone that. However, yeah, like they're mad. You ruined the show. I could see that happen. And you walked into a bar full of drunk people. It's bound to get disorderly, but you started it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They basically made Eve's mom Carrie White's mom from Carrie, or at least like Mrs. Boucher singing is the devil.
It's the devil, Bobby.
Yeah. I invented electricity. Ben Franklin is the devil.
My mama said. My mama said. Oh,
But
man.
there was a point, and I didn't capture the line, but I wrote the comment. It's like, so Eve left to sing to help the family.
Yes. So that's what Eve says. Eve says she thought she was helping because she wanted to make money for the family.
Yeah.
And Liz says, well, money's not everything. Having a loving, supportive family is. Listen, money is everything for people in poverty.
Yeah.
It is. Money is everything when you don't have it.
Yes.
Exactly.
So, because everything costs money, and we all know how anti-capitalistic I am. And I could go on a rant about how we should not even have money, but that's a whole other thing. I'm gonna leave it. But yeah, Liz is like, having a loving and supportive family is more important than having money, which I agree that that's important, of course.
Yeah.
But love doesn't put food on the table.
And look how
Yeah.
dysfunctional
Over
the
your
Cranes
head.
are. They have all the money in the world, and look how dysfunctional they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're horrible people.
So,
I mean, the mom must have the whole God will provide mentality.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess she didn't want her daughter singing the blues and
yeah.
singing jazz, and it was the devil. She was indoctrinated.
Yes.
All of these people are victims of religious trauma, and I will leave that there as well. So Liz tells her, you destroyed our mama, you destroyed us, you disgraced mama. No one in our family ever came to our house again after you disgraced our mama. And it's like, that sounds like a family problem. What the are you kidding me? Your family has abandoned you because your daughter was singing in a club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare
It
you?
sounds like they were looking for an excuse to abandon the mama a long time.
Right.
Well, and you know what? Like, I don't want to be, if you're that judgmental, you know what they say. And actually, maybe I shouldn't say this. I have heard people say there's no, what do they say? There's no hate like Christian love.
Yeah.
This is an example. No hate like Christian love. Because what do you mean y'all used to all come over to the house for family dinners, Sunday dinners, because y'all are such a close-knit family, and then something happens where the mama clearly needs your support to like help her daughter, right? If we're looking at it from the perspective of the mom trying to put her daughter back on the right path, why wouldn't the village, your village, be helping her do that? And instead abandoning her entirely. These people, all of this whole family sounds like fucking awful.
This is ridiculous, because if she was that beloved at church, wouldn't the pastor or somebody come by and be like, Eve, we need to talk to you. Like, we need to save you. Like, there would have been some other, like, it's not going to be abandon her. It's like,
And they would be supporting the mom. Also, and helping the mom get through what's going on with the daughter. And then her daughter leaves home. So the problem's no longer even there anymore. And you're abandoning the mom?
If I'm Eve, I'm like, give me the drugs. I want drugs.
Give me the drugs. No, 100%. 100%. If I lived in such a repressive, had such a repressive home life, of course, when you get out, you go crazy. Of course. That's what happens with those Amish kids. When did y'all ever watch the show like Breaking Amish? That's what happens with them. They never have anything. They live in a repressed society, and then they get the opportunity to like see the world as it is, and it overwhelms them, and they oftentimes end up being addicts and things of that nature, because they end up trying something for the first time, liking it, but they haven't learned that they need to do things in moderation. They don't know enough, because you have kept it from them. They haven't been educated on it and on the dangers.
It messes them up, because then now they have this guilt of like, oh my God, I did all those bad things, which will drive them to drink even more. And then it's an ugly, endless cycle.
And if somebody's not educated on the dangers of something, you cannot do it retroactively. Once the damage is done, the damage is done. But that's the problem with a lot of these repressive societies, particularly these religious repressive societies, is that they just say, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, instead of saying, you should not do this, and here is why. It's a sin. And that doesn't tell me anything. All it does is make me say, well, let me try it and see it for myself. Everybody else looks like they're having so much fun.
That's miserable. The devil. The devil is making you think that you're supposed to repress all that.
You got to repress it all. So
Ben Franklin's the devil.
Ben Franklin is the devil. Bobby Boucher. So I hated this. I'm sorry. I hated the whole I appreciated the flashback so I could get some more context of how they grew up. But when I looked at it, it only made me more sympathetic to Eve. That's all it did.
So a couple things. First, Liz says, you broke Mama's heart. I'm going to say one of the things that I appreciate about this backstory is that it makes me understand that why Eve has come to Whitney's defense so many times over the tennis stuff. And again, I mean, this has always been there, but like Eve wanted to be a singer. She sees that Whitney has her gift as well. And she doesn't necessarily know that Whitney wants to sing just as much as she did. But the idea that she's being forced to do the tennis stuff when she does not want to be a tennis star, it just made me happy that it made Eve try, be a better mother because of the experience that she had. With that said, one of the last note that I have on this, and it made me laugh really hard, was Liz says, you spend more time with Mrs. Wallace, Antonio, and Ivy Crane than you do in your family. And I just thought it was a funny lineup of characters, but I'm like, oh yeah, those are Eve's patients.
Those are Eve's patients. Okay, y'all. So they go around and around on Eve starts crying. Oh yeah, Eve feels very, very bad. She's crying. She's feeling very guilty. Sorry, Liz, I was trying to figure out which one said what. Liz tells her, well, what goes around comes around, and now your family is being ripped apart just like you ripped our family apart. Feel that pain that you inflicted on Mama, on all of us. Feel it, Eve. You feel the pain. And then she just goes back into shaming Eve and telling her she's a terrible wife and a terrible mother. She lobs the same old tired accusations at her of Eve having no time for her daughters, no time for her husband, caring more about her patients, and what'd you say? Spending more time with Mrs. Wallace, Antonio, and Ivy Crane. That's what she says. And you care more about them than you do about your family, and it's going to come back to bite you. And then Eve has a divorce court fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
And I have clips of this. They are long. It was the better part of
It was a whole
an
episode. Yeah,
it was the better part of an episode. And I tried to cut out as much as I could, but some of it was just too good.
Yes.
Some of it was just too good. So there's a lot here. I have several different divorce court clips, and we'll stop and start as we can.
I remember watching Divorce Court like whenever you were like home from school or like something, I would watch it. But shout out to Star Jones, who is the new host of
Star
Divorce
Jones
Court.
is the host now.
Oh, she is now.
Yeah.
Judge Lynn Toller was the judge for a long time after Judge Maybelline.
Yeah.
She's the one I think of when I think of divorce court is Judge Lynn Toller. But I'm gonna put this over here. I'm setting up the clip. Sorry, y'all. But Judge Maybelline, I remember as soon as I saw her, I was like, Judge Maybelline, you know. So
Yeah.
I did look up a little bit about her just because I wasn't sure if you were going to know who she was, and I was going to let you know. But yeah, she was on divorce court from 1999 to 2006, so almost the whole run of Passions.
Yeah. Judge Lynn Toller. No, not Judge Lynn Toller. Judge Maybelline Ephraim.
Yeah. Maybelline Ephraim.
Yeah.
She started her career as a corrections officer at the Women's Division of Federal Bureau of Prisons.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Nature
she
Mama
was a
Morton.
prosecutor, right?
Yeah, she graduated and attended night classes, and she earned her JD in 1978. She opened up her own practice, dealing mainly with personal injury and family law cases, and soon became the Los Angeles County prosecuting attorney.
Oh, that is awesome. Thank you. Well, thank you for that
The
little
more you know.
Yeah,
history lesson.
the more you know.
You think your family's so strong, Eve. Well, they're falling apart. You just don't want to see it. They're not falling apart. All families have problems. Problems. Is that what you call it?
It just cracked me the fuck up.
On your hands and just a few problems, Eve. It's all coming back to haunt you, you know. The horrible things you did to me and Mama. The despicable life you led. The booze, the drugs, the whoring around. That was so long ago, Liz, and it doesn't have anything to do with the person that I am now. Oh, that doesn't matter, Eve. The harm you've done can't be undone. Now it's going to cost you your daughters and your husband. Your life is exploding, Eve. It's over.
It's over.
This week on Divorce Court, we're dealing with women who've lied about their past. And today's case is a wild one. We've got a woman who lied to her husband, to her daughters, and the whole town. And like all liars, she got caught. And now it's time to pay. Right here on Divorce Court.
So it must have come as a shock to you to find out the truth, Coach Russell.
Shock. It was unbelievable. The woman that I loved and I trusted with all of my heart and soul, she lied to me. I thought she came from a good family. I thought that she was perfect. Come to find out she was nothing but a low-down, drunken whore.
And I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to hurt anyone.
It's Coach T.C. Russell versus Dr. Eve Russell. Real people fighting it out right here.
Oh, and
on
Eve
Divorce
looks
Court.
so good.
I was going to say she was good in red.
And it's funny they put her in red, I guess, to drive home the fact that she's a whore.
Yeah. Scarlet
But she
letter.
looks fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, I have more divorce court. Let's
It's Liars Week here on Divorce.
Okay, this is a long clip, so we can stop and start as you please, okay? But it's a 4-minute clip, so
Yeah.
here we go.
Court. And today's case involves Eve Russell, who lied about her past to her husband T.C. and in fact kept secrets from the whole town.
All right.
they wake that guy up behind him.
From presiding.
I was looking over this case in chambers, and it's a humdinger. I'll start with you. Is all this true? Did you really lie to your husband and tell him that you were from some rich, prominent family, when in fact you came from some small podunk town with only one stoplight?
Yes, Your Honor. I did that. I'm very sorry about it, and I never meant to hurt anyone.
You didn't mean to hurt anybody. That's all you did was hurt people.
Coach Russell, you'll have your turn to speak soon enough.
I was glad when she did that.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Eve, you're contesting this divorce? From what I can tell, you don't have a leg to stand on.
Your Honor, my leg to stand on is that I love my husband, and I love my daughters, and I love my patients.
That is crazy. That's a load of crap.
I am not going to tell you again, Coach Russell. Continue.
Your Honor, I know that it was a mistake to lie, but at the time I was trying to turn my life around. I was trying to put my past behind me and start a new life.
You can't build anything worth anything on a stack of lies, Dr. Russell.
I know that now, Your Honor.
Do you have anything else to add in your defense?
Just that I love my husband. I always have loved him. And I love my daughters more than my life. I love my friends. I love my patients. And I love my job being a doctor. And I just want to say that I'm very sorry that I never meant to hurt anyone.
Aww.
And I hope that anybody that I hurt would forgive me.
Mm-hmm. Coach Russell, what do you have to say?
Well, Your Honor, I have witnesses. I have witnesses that will prove the whole sordid story about her life.
Why are you
all
yelling?
The destruction, all
I love the way he says witnesses. I have witnesses.
Okay, so for people who are listening, these are the witnesses coming into the courtroom. Sam and Grace first. And then we have Ivy, who just wheels in, rolls her eyes. Hilarious. Then Julian, interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting that
John and David.
I forgot about them.
And then I think it's this, Chad and, oh my God, Chad and Whitney come in holding hands, and then Simone pushes them apart and grabs Chad. Oh, and then finally is Liz comes in, I think. Yeah, comes Liz. So, those are the witnesses.
Liars Week on Divorce Court.
Yeah.
Your Honor.
Shouldn't the judge question their familiarity?
All of their
Yeah.
that you will grant me my divorce from Eve Russell. Because there's no reason I should be forced to be married to a low-down, drugged-out whore.
Oh, my goodness, Coach Russell, please.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
And what was the guest list like, Coach Russell? All of your friends and relatives were there and none of hers?
She had nobody.
A woman from a prominent family and no one showed up at the wedding? How dumb are you?
Yes, I loved it. 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 How dumb are you?
I think you need to clip that for the soundboard.
Can I answer that? Really dumb.
So dumb. The dumbest
so
possible. So I have another divorce. I actually have several more divorce court clips, but I have another one that goes with that one. So, but I don't want to overload everybody with clips. But
it was good.
But yeah. It is. I really enjoyed. The reason I clipped this, so much of this, is like I really enjoyed they made an episode of divorce. They just made an episode of Divorce Court. Yes. I mean, it's an entire episode of Divorce Court, and I loved it, even though it does not push the plot forward in any way whatsoever, and that can be kind of frustrating when they use up time. But I needed this week. I needed the laugh. I
needed a break from the.
I needed it, and like. Yes, I can't stand TC, but it's also funny to see because, like I said, this is Eve's fantasy. That's how she sees her husband.
Yeah.
Right? That's how she sees and thinks he will react. Which to me is quite telling. Like, what would you be contesting a divorce for, girl, if that's the man that you're trying to be divorced from? Or if that's the man who you've been married to? He's horrible. He's actually horrible.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I love, though, he said a low down, drugged out whore. When I tell you, I love the insult of calling somebody low down, when you using that to describe somebody, like, you are a low down, dirty motherfucker. Oh, I love it. Like, I feel like old black people use it a lot. Low down. She a low down slut. I love that. You low down.
It was really good.
Yeah. So I got more divorce court if y'all don't have anything to add.
Well, I was going to say, like, you can't hold someone hostage in a marriage. If someone wants to divorce you, they can divorce you, even if you don't want to get the divorce. Like, Eve can contest it, but you can't hold people hostage. If he wants to go, he can go.
I don't know all the laws, and particularly what the laws wherever this state is. However, I do know that like you can be not granted a divorce, right? Like, you have to have certain grounds in certain states. We would need our legal eagle to really weigh in there. But
I'm pretty sure you can't hold people hostage. You can just get an uncontested type of divorce. Now, I could see him being in court because he wants half her money.
Yeah, I mean, but she's contesting the divorce, and you can contest the divorce. You can say no. And because a judge has to grant you a divorce. A judge has to grant it. I'm not saying that judges will. It happens often where judges won't grant a divorce, but again, I would need to talk to a lawyer about it. And we don't have our resident attorney with us here today, unfortunately. Karen, so
we can call her.
Legal Eagle.
We can call her.
I got her number.
Leave Karen alone. Yeah, I'll call Karen. Like, Karen, we have a legal question for you. Karen's legal corner. But yeah, she's contesting the divorce. I don't understand. I wouldn't understand why. He's horrible. Yeah. He hates you. He's saying as much. What is there to fix here? Nothing.
She loves him. Oh,
I love my husband and I love my family and I love my patients. Girl, this is not about your patients. That was weird to me.
Because her patients are her friends.
That's true.
True enough.
Mrs. Wallace, Antonio, Ivy
Crane.
Okay, so let's get into some more divorce court, y'all. Here we go.
I'm warning you, Coach Russell, there will be no name calling in my courtroom, no matter what terrible things you think your wife has done.
Thank you, Judge.
And she's not your ex-wife until I say so. Do you understand that? Now keep a lid on it.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now that we understand each other, I want to hear your side of the story, too. Why do you want this divorce, Coach Russell?
Your Honor, she lied to me. I mean, she lied about her past. She told me that she was a fine, young, upstanding woman.
That's right.
Why is he acting like a preacher?
She wasn't that at all.
That's what I was saying,
too.
We were dating.
We in church now.
Yeah.
I did, Your Honor. And what did she say?
Church of liars.
Her parents were dead. And none of her family was close.
And you bought that?
Well, Your Honor, my parents were dead, too. I knew what it felt like to get
broken heart.
Dead. I didn't want to pressure her. She didn't want to talk about it because I loved her. I trusted her. Yes, Daddy. Turned out she wasn't doing nothing but lying between her teeth.
Enough of that. When you got married in harmony, right?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
And what was the guest list like, Coach Russell? All of your friends and relatives were there and none of hers?
She had nobody.
And that didn't send up a red flag? A woman from a prominent family, supposedly, and no one showed up at the wedding? How dumb are you?
She made it seem like her friends were traveling.
Yeah, whatever. Call your first witness.
All right, Your Honor.
All her friends were
Since we're
traveling.
talking about Eve's family, I'd like to bring somebody to the podium who knows her very well. Her own sister, Liz.
Well, Liz, tell us what you know about Dr. Russell. Is she the big, fat, lying whore that Coach Russell said?
Oh, no, Your Honor. She is much worse than that. My sister is the destroyer of lives. Even before she came to Harmony, Your Honor.
Like Captain Marvel, Destroyer of Worlds.
She's torn apart our whole family with her lies and her selfishness. I'm sorry, Liz.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Eve. It is too late. You see, I told you your lies were going to cost you everything that you loved. See? Now you've destroyed your own life.
Next on Divorce Court. I loved Eve.
The way he's looking at him.
Scared. We were young. We were just experimenting, enjoying life.
Oh my God. Just a mess. Okay, so yeah, divorce court goes on and on and on with people getting up to pontificate about how much of a whore is. Liz continues her testimony. She tells it was crazy. She told the exact same story. They used the exact same footage, the exact same voiceover.
Yes.
Same everything that they did when she told the backstory about their mother and Eve in the club and her mother dragging her out. I mean, every single thing, bar for bar, word for word. Like, it was all exactly the same. But then she adds on, she says, when Eve left and she left me alone, my father molested me, all because Eve abandoned me. And then she attacks Eve, and like a bailiff has to like drag her away.
You didn't get the spin slap? The spin slap. You didn't get it?
No.
You didn't
I had already pulled so much.
Oh, that was
was 7 minutes. This was 7 minutes. And I'm about to, and then Julian takes a stand, and I had to get the stuff with Julian and TC.
Go online, people. Watch Eve slap her, because Liz spins when she slaps her. It was amazing.
If I remember correctly, this was episode 944 with the divorce court stuff. I'm pretty sure. Either 44 or 45. It was either 944. Actually, I think it's 945. I think it's 945 because I remember I only pulled clips from the last episode. So
okay.
So if you want to watch this, it's over on YouTube. Passion 945.
Yeah, because TC's beating Chad in the background.
Oh my God. There's so much. It's just so much.
A lot of violence this week.
So after Liz gets carted away by the bailiff, truly dragged out, and she's like yelling, screaming, acting crazy. Then TC calls Julian to the stand as a witness, and I liked what Julian had to say, and we're gonna watch that because I enjoyed it. So I still have so much divorce court stuff.
Good.
It was worth it.
It was worth it.
Okay, good. I'm glad y'all like it because it eats a lot.
You know, you got a clip. How dumb are you? And add that to the soundboard.
Yes.
How dumb are you? Yeah.
Yes, please add that to the soundboard.
Yes.
Because they're all so dumb.
Or Eric, you can do it and send it to her.
Yes.
How dumb are you? All right, here we go. The Peanut Gallery.
Yeah, the Peanut Gallery for sure.
So many.
I'm so sorry, Eve. I really would not want to hurt you, but I've been legally compelled.
Damn.
The bailiff keep holding
holding him back.
Get on with it, Mr. Crane.
Very well. But the time that Eve and I spent together was nowhere near as tawdry as some people in this courtroom would have you believe.
Is that right? Well, it says here that you were responsible for leading Dr. Russell into a life of alcohol and drugs. In fact, she was your whore.
I object to that language, Your Honor.
Well, you don't get to object. Just tell your story.
In any case, it isn't true. I loved Eve. And the things we shared, we were young, we were just experimenting, enjoying life. And believe me, I don't want to see Eve's life destroyed. I don't want to see her life fall apart. I know how much she loves her husband and her children. TC, can't you find it in your heart to forgive her? What happened between Eve and me happened years before she met you. She loves you. Can't you please forgive her?
Damn you, Julian. You ruined my life.
This is my favorite part. It's crawling away.
The snake that you are.
She's jumping.
Next, on Divorce Court.
You preached to us. Told us how to live our lives. Told us we had to stay away from Chad. But you were living the life that you told us was so wrong. Damn you, Mama. Damn you to hell.
Damn you to hell. That accent. So, after TC attacks Julian, which was great. Oh God, I love that shot of Julian laying flat on the floor and like trying to frantically crawl away.
Slither away like the snake that you are.
Yeah. But after the attack on Julian, Judge Maybelline warns TC to cut it out. She's like, that's enough. Which is like, girl, but you know what? It's a fantasy. Tara, shut up. So, she also though says that she actually commends Eve for turning her life around, right? Like, I don't see what the problem is. She turned her life around. I don't think that you should be upset with her about something that happened in the past. I agree. She says, I agree with Mr. Crane, right? Mm-hmm. Why not just forgive her? And then TC says, well, because she's still a lying slut, because she's still lying. So he calls Sam and Grace to testify, and then they explain that she lied about John's DNA test, which that is a biggie. That is a very
yeah.
And then Grace says she knew that Ivy was trying to come between my husband and me, but she didn't tell us the truth. No, she was too selfish. Just like Liz said, she was trying to take care of herself. She didn't give a damn about us. Okay, Eve, you go. I mean, Grace, you go off, girl.
She's
but
not
then
wrong.
David stands up and speaks up for Eve, saying that he says, well, actually, Ivy Crane was blackmailing both of us. And Judge Maybelline is like, yeah, I heard about you, Ivy Crane. And Ivy just smiles and waves. And
she was fangirling on Ivy. She was fangirling.
Yes, that was such a good little moment.
That'd be a good sound clip too.
I thought about Karen right away. I was like, oh, that'd be Karen.
Karen would love that.
Yeah, I heard about you, Ivy Crane. And she said, she just smiles and waves.
Like, yep, that's me.
Yeah.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Smile and wave. So
I got that reference.
Madagascar. TC then calls for Whitney and Sugar Bear to come to the
Sugar Bear
to take
Your Honor. Her name is Simone. That's right.
Like, girl, what's your name again? Simone. Okay.
But I call her Sugar Bear because I can never remember her name.
Sugar Bear. So he calls them up to say their piece, and Whitney says, you preached to us, told us to live our lives, told us we had, you preached to us, told us how to live our lives, told us we had to stay away from Chad, but you were living the life that you told us was so wrong. Damn you, mama, which actually I think that's in this clip. I got 2 more clips. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got two more divorce court clips, so.
Right? That's right.
I'm so sorry, Whitney.
Oh, please. See, Judge, our mama always told us to be good girls, right? And only bad girls let boys do things. But, you let boys do
Simone's killing me.
Mama. You told us not to drink, but you a crack addict and a hoe. You know what?
You probably even spent the night at some crack houses, didn't you, Mama? And you know what? That's the reason why she kept telling us to stay away from Chad, because he is in the music industry, and she was afraid that we were going to end up like her. Yeah, a dope addict. Yeah, Mama. Are you feeling? Are you feeling, Mama? And you see, she got in the way of either one of us having a relationship with Chad, and so we both fell in love with Chad, and it's all your fault, Mommy, because of your
Oh, Your Honor, I would cut off my arm before I would hurt my girls. I never wanted to hurt them.
I believe you, Dr. Russell. But I'll have to admit it. This is the strangest case I've ever seen. And I've made up my mind. I've made my decision whether or not to grant Coach Russell his divorce from you.
Coming up next, Dr. Russell, how do you feel about the judge's decision? Next on Divorce Court.
I love those little next on Divorce Court little like they truly just made a whole episode of Divorce Court.
Yes.
The judge grants TC his divorce, and that's the last clip I have here. But before we get into that, I want to talk about what they did with Whitney and Simone's like characterization. Like obviously we've done something with TC where we've heightened his already horrible, you know, he's got those anger issues, and they've heightened that for Eve's like fantasy or whatever. But why on earth would those girls start talking in some strange dialect? Like, why on earth? I mean, like I said, I know why. I know
we
what.
know why. You know what the director. You know what the direction was.
I know what the direction was. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm sure none of those actors liked it.
I didn't like it one bit. I was like, why are they? Because the thing is, Simone and Whitney can yell and scream at her in the voices that they normally use.
Yeah.
I don't understand, whatever. Mama, you's a crackhead and a hoe. Well, excuse
you probably slept in a crack house. Wow.
Yeah.
I bet you slept in one of those crack houses too, huh, Mama? Did you, Mama? Huh? What? Who? Y'all, please. Please.
It does at least show that her upbringing did seep into her subconscious, that she still feels a lot of guilt for what she did for it, because she got that programming that singing is bad and all that, and why she kept her daughters away from it because of what happened to her.
Literally. Okay, real quick, this is with the way that Simone ran out of the courtroom. Did you guys ever see?
Yeah, when she's shaking her arms like that.
Did you ever see Scary Movie? Like,
yeah, I thought about that too.
The way that fucking Cindy runs like that.
This.
Yeah. That's what it made me think of.
Now
that's great.
Yeah, terrible. I mean, hilarious, but all right. This is the final divorce court clip.
The verdict.
After Judge Maybelline has granted TC his divorce, and then this is the last part.
Eve, I want you to know that I'm here for you. You can forget all about that Cro-Magnon TC.
Ooh, Cro-Magnon.
Cro-Magnon.
You ruined my tennis career. You turned Eve into a whore. I'm gonna make you pay.
Text Julian again.
Vicious man. This is your best friend. You betrayed me. How could you betray me?
She did do that.
How could you?
Yeah, she did do that.
Lie to us like that. We will never forgive you, ever.
You try to ruin my life, too.
How does it feel, Eve, to have your world fall apart? You did it. You destroyed everything. You destroyed your family. Your family. Your
All right, so that's the end of divorce court, which was good.
It saved the episode, truly.
I enjoyed it. It was something I actually was able to enjoy throughout. So once we got to it,
yeah, but they should have brought up Orville. They could have brought up Crystal. Like, if we're gonna dig into her past.
Yeah, she knows what she did. That's true. That's so true. So that's all I have. Y'all got anything to add before we move on?
Nope.
No,
All right.
it was a fun segment that they did.
Yeah. So Eve comes out of that fantasy and realizes that Chad and TC outside fighting. So let's talk about that.
In front of the chief of police.
Oh my God. Girl, Sam, we will get there, but Sam really ain't shit.
He just needs to take off his shirt. That's all he needs to do.
Just take his shirt off. Stop trying to act like a cop. So with Chad and Whitney, where are we? Let me see. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong notes. Chad and Whitney. Okay. So remember, we just talked about the fact that Whitney got sent to her room or whatever by Eve, and she was going to go up there to talk to her, what have you. While she's upstairs in her room, she calls Chad and she brings him up to speed on like what's been going on around the house, and they just declare their love for each other once again. I love you. He tells her not to keep beating herself up about it because she's guilt ridden, as she should be. If she didn't feel guilty about the way things had panned out, I would think that she was a sociopath. She should feel guilty.
Right.
But Chad tells her that she should not feel guilty and that she shouldn't beat herself up about all of this. Like, it had to come out sometime, which I do agree. It did have to come out sometime. It would have been better if y'all had just been honest from the beginning, but you weren't. And so also Chad is at the tournament that Whitney is supposed to be playing in today. So I assume he went there to support her, thinking that she would be there that day, and didn't realize she had like pulled out of the tournament.
But TC would have been there. Like, does he just like getting beat up?
He does not care, as evidenced by what he does next.
I know. It's just, it makes the like.
TC would have been at the tournament. He comes to the man's house.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
TC. Well, because in Chad's mind, and I agree, and I do to an extent, I agree with Chad. If TC was more of a rational person, what he says would make sense. And in Chad's mind, he's like, no, I need to talk about this with your dad. Like, we need to work this out. We need to figure this out like adults. However, what we know about TC is that he is an irrational, violent man. And so
cram them.
Right. So I think it's like, you have to consider that before you go to the man's house. But he's thinking, no, we need to be able to talk this out. So he tells Whitney that he's going to come over to her house, but he's going to sneak in somehow. He's going to sneak in the window. Like, he's done this multiple times. We've seen him sneak into her window multiple times. I don't know why it was like harrowing today.
Like a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm going to come over there and I want to hold you and help you through this. And meanwhile, outside, TC it's unclear where he was, because were they at the Bennett home and then walked back over to TC's house?
No, I think they were in the backyard. They were towards the backyard near the murder shed. I think they were in that area.
Near the murder shed.
Because Sam comes walking up and saying, "Hey, I saw your car in the driveway." So if they were at the Russell home, of course you saw. Like, I don't know, maybe he's just like, "Oh, you're home." I think that was just the way of like, "I saw you were home." Yeah, I think because he was supposed to be at the tournament. That's what it is. Thank you. So he's like, "Yeah, is everything all right? You were supposed to be at that tournament." And so my note for this is TC has a conversation with Sam. I don't give a fuck. They're talking about teenage pregnancy and food stamps.
Yeah, it's a useless.
And then I said they talk shit about TC talks shit about Chad, and then he nearly catches Chad sneaking into Whitney's room through the window.
Yeah,
and then he starts talking about killing Chad.
Well, that was the thing, and that's the most I got was that finally Sam's just like, dude, you're a teacher. You shouldn't be talking like that. Like, if something happens to him, I'm gonna arrest you.
Yeah. He that's exactly what he says. He's like, you are a respected member of this community. You can't go around threatening to kill someone.
Though he does it all the time.
Yeah. So
there was an interesting part of the conversation where Sam actually says that he still blames Miguel for causing a permanent rift between Kay and Charity, which I found interesting because that's the first time I ever heard him actually say that he's blaming Miguel for it.
Oh, he's been blaming Miguel. He has had a problem with Miguel since he found out that Kay was pregnant.
Yeah, no, I get it, but it's just for causing the rift. Like, as if it was, well, I guess from his perspective, Miguel, I guess, seduced Kay because he doesn't want to believe that it was Kay.
Yeah, from his perspective, it is Miguel's fault.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And you know what? You know what? That's how your father should feel about you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
It's not my fault, Daddy. So, yeah. TC keeps talking about how he's gonna kill Chad if he ever sees him again, if he ever comes near my house, near my daughters ever again, I'll kill him. And Sam keeps saying, like, you cannot say that. I will have to arrest you. If Chad comes up missing, you will be suspect number one. Well, he said, what if Chad died of mysterious circumstances? And TC says, good. And Sam's like, that's not good for you because I would have to arrest you as suspect number one. You would be my prime suspect.
Yeah, because it's fucking obvious.
Yeah. So, Chad manages to get into the room or whatever. They have a close call where they hear something around. Sam and TC hear something around the house, and they go to check it out. But it's a false flag. When they get there,
It's a
TC's
broken
like,
gutter.
Yeah, he's like, "Damn, that gutter is broken." Or who gives a shit? Not me.
Yeah, like that was random as fuck.
Yeah. So Chad sneaks into in through the window. They express their love for one another again. Chad's like, well, I need to talk to your father. And Whitney warns him against it. She's like, you think that's a really good idea now? You don't understand. My dad's so mad, so upset. And he's like, no, I have to talk to him. The sooner the better. Like, we have to get this straightened out sooner rather than later. And he says, I need to talk to TC and I don't want to wait. No, you want to die. That's what you want. Mm-hmm. You are looking for death.
Yeah.
So they go to find TC and they find him talking to Sam outside. Of course, TC attacks immediately. Sam tries to hold him back, but does a piss poor job. Does a piss poor job of holding TC back, and that he attacks Chad. But this time, Chad said, yes, I'm not gonna be your whipping boy, and he fights back. And
yes,
I like that.
Punch.
I liked that. Yeah, he punched him back. He was like, you're not gonna just beat up on me. Mm-hmm. And so they're just fighting in the backyard.
Yeah.
Fighting.
I didn't care for TC's use of the word boy. Because that's a very derogatory term, especially in the South. Because
I can't remember who I was on with last week when we were talking about who was on last week. Fantasia. Yeah. How could I forget? And yeah, that definitely came up. I was like, I don't like the way he's saying boy, and the reason I don't like it is I know who fucking wrote it, and I don't like that either.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It was really bad last week. The language was horrible last week. So he was, believe it or not, he was doing better this week. Actually doing a little bit better than he was last week as far as the racialized language went.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're fighting, rolling around the backyard, fighting with each other while Whitney's screaming, "Daddy, no!" And Simone is upstairs in her room, sad. Oh, nobody gives a shit about Simone. Nobody has come to check on her. Nobody has given a second thought to her. Like, the very most that anybody has even said about Simone is that she thought that Chad was her boyfriend, right? Like nobody's saying like she's been devastated by this, and nobody has come to check on her. Thank God for Kay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kay finally being a friend.
Kay shows up. And what I really liked about Kay's appearance, and there was barely any of her in this week, but once she popped in, she was a breath of fresh air. And I was glad somebody came to check on Simone.
Also to make her three-dimensional, right? Because it is very much usually about Kay Miguel, that when she saw what was going on with Simone, she went to go check on her friend. And I was like, hey, there we go.
Mm-hmm. So that was in my notes, finally.
So Kay goes to see Simone, and I'm so glad. I wrote Kay goes to see Simone. I'm so happy to see her. She's here to save the week. She's here to save the week. She tells Simone that she knows everything and that she's there to help her. And Simone's like, how do you know all of that? She recounts all the things like, oh, I know you walked in on Chad having sex with Whitney and that yada, yada, yada. So Simone questions her, like, how do you know that? Now, we know that Kay saw it on the, I guess you wouldn't call it direct TV, direct Bowl V.
I called it Bolo-Vision.
Yeah,
Bolo-Vision.
On Bolo-Vision. Yes, that's a good one. I like that. We're going to have to keep that. I'll try to remember that. We know she saw it on Bolo-Vision. But she lies and tells her, oh, I heard your parents talking about it. I overheard everything. So I'm pretty much caught up to speed. I said this last week, but I'm going to say it again because I feel like y'all will appreciate what I have to say about this. I wish so much that we could have looped Simone into the dark magic stuff.
That would have been amazing.
It would have been so good to have Tweedledee and Tweedledum, like, you know what I mean? Like, working together.
Or make a craft reference, right? Like, have a coven.
Like, I said last week, I was like, yeah, like, Tabitha, Simone, and Kay together, the power of three will set you free. Like, I wish it would have been so good for her, I think, and her character.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would have been something they could have done so many really interesting things. And I think it could have grown the friendship between Kay and Simone, because I feel like we don't get enough of them being friends.
Yeah.
It's been a long time of majority of the time Simone telling Kay how awful she is.
Yes.
You know,
not
and
being a friend.
Yeah. And so I would love for it to kind of come full circle, because Kay's been telling her, you wait till this happens to you. You'll do anything to keep your man. You'll do anything to keep your man away from another woman. Like, and I wish that she had told her, like, I've got a new ally in Tabitha, and I want to bring you in.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing. I don't know if Simone would have done it, but I hope she would have.
Simone's too judgmental. She wouldn't have done it. Though Tabitha does say that Simone is about to do something to turn everything. I don't remember what that is.
Simone is very well. I remember Tabitha saying like, oh, she'll get her revenge and it'll be sweet.
Yeah,
well, I was just gonna say she is her father's daughter. I mean, I think
true enough.
Of the two, she has that rage inside of her.
Mm-hmm.
She had a knife in her hand the other day. I mean,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I don't know if that really comes up again. Like, I think that's one of those things. I think it might be one of those things where they write an opening for themselves but don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. They do. I feel like they do that a lot on Passions, where they write something where it's like, this could go this way, and then they don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Because I don't really remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But I could be wrong, because I do also recall that this Simone, Whitney, and Chad stuff, Simone starts to work on getting her revenge, for sure, on Whitney and Chad. On Whitney specifically.
Yeah.
On Whitney specifically, so.
Yeah, because she probably still wants Chad.
Yeah, oh yeah, she definitely wants Chad.
Even knowing he never loved her.
Bless her little heart. I feel bad for her.
I did when she was crying and Kay was holding her. I thought that was very sweet, and it made me feel bad for Simone. But then I was still an asshole because she was like, "I lost him, Kay. I'll never get him back." And I was like, "You never had him, Simone."
But she thought she did because he lied to her.
They gaslit her so bad. I mean, like.
She thought she did because they lied to her. And yes, Simone knew something was going on. We know. I know. I've said this. I said it last week, the week before. Simone is not 100% innocent. She's not. Yeah. But if I'm choosing sides, I'm choosing Simone's. If I'm choosing who's more in the wrong, Whitney is more in the wrong than Simone is, in my opinion.
100%. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah. Yep. So,
I don't think I'll ever pick Simone. I pick Whitney.
No, but okay.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying you have to choose Whitney over Simone over Whitney as a character necessarily. But in this context and in this circumstance, I'm on Simone's side more so than I am on Whitney's. And part of that too is because Whitney has been irritating me for a year. Right? Yes. We've been doing this for over a year. I'm
going back and forth, breaking up with Chad,
already.
Getting back with Chad.
It's enough already.
I do have to say though, even though, yes, Whitney lied, so did Simone. Simone could have confronted them a long time ago about it.
So did Simone, but they started it. And that means a lot to me. And that means a lot to me. Also, we have to remember the context of Simone's like mental state as well. She feels like she has never had anything. Whitney gets everything. Whitney gets everything. She said this over and over again. She's a forgotten child. How many times has she said Chad is her one thing? Now, do I feel like that's a healthy way to think about another person? No. But that is how she thinks about Chad, right? That I have this one thing that Whitney doesn't have. And Whitney knows that. She's heard her say it over and over again. For me, at the very least, as a fucking sister, you're not even going to be with that man. I'm sorry. I don't care how much you fucking love him. There are other men. You just in this one little town, there's so many other men. You could choose any other man. But you want this one that I have told you from the beginning that I wanted. That's the other thing. Yeah. Simone told Whitney from the very beginning that she wanted Chad, that she liked Chad, that she was interested in Chad. Whitney was the one who was avoiding Chad, didn't want to be with Chad, didn't want to be near Chad, was talking so much heavy shit about him. No. And then when her sister expresses, oh, me and Chad are in this relationship, and she knows it's not true, she doesn't fucking tell her. I mean, no.
I love a good LeTara, you know what really grinds my gears segment.
That was good. I mean, you brought it all the way back, too. You brought it all the way back.
No.
You're right.
No, Whitney has known from the very beginning, that Simone wanted him and Simone wanted him first. And as sisters, no, but maybe it's because I don't believe in like one true love. I don't believe in that. You can find another person you love. You can find another person to love. But you only have that one sister.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's lots of dicks around. You only have the one sister.
Old timey dick.
Old timey. You know how much I love old timey dick. Ugh. Rock Hudson, Clark Gable.
I was talking with my friends about Simone the other day because we were talking about passions, and they were asking me like what we were, and I just brought up Simone, and I said it's really hard for me because when I see Simone in Spanish, there was a lot of. That's what I grew up hearing in elementary, middle school, and high school. Is guys would be like Simone way, and it's basically like saying like yeah, dude, yes, dude. So when I hear Simone, I always want to say Simone, which is not.
Do it.
No, it's weird. But yeah, Simone, I haven't heard those. Like, that's how guys used to talk in like middle school and high school.
Yeah.
Simone way, yeah, Simone.
Okay, so I'm calming down.
Good. Yes, I was diffusing the
I just can't
grinds my gears.
I'm sorry, y'all. I
love it.
Don't be sorry. I enjoy these too.
Yeah, it was good.
Whitney was more wrong.
Yes.
They've both been wrong.
Well,
they've both done lying. They've been lying, but Whitney was more wrong.
The one
she was
thing
wrong
that
first. She was wrong first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she hated Chad in the beginning.
LeTara touched on that, but also it is that Simone was the only one that was nice to Chad of all the Russells.
And I'm not saying he has to be with her because of that. That is not what I'm saying. It really isn't. But
it is a brownie point.
It's either for me, when it comes to Whitney, she should have left that man alone. And she should have she should have just left him alone. And that's your sister.
Technically, she was trying to leave him alone. Her best friend kept trying to push her toward him too. Because Teresa would not shut the fuck up about it.
Well, that's because Whitney was clearly falling in love with him. And you know how Teresa feels about true love. Now, I'm not saying that Teresa was necessarily right to push them, try to make sure, but Whitney was having feelings for Chad, and Teresa from Teresa's standpoint, it's like, well, she believes in one true love. So of course that's what she.
But your best friend is saying, no, I'm not interested in him. I don't want to be with him. And she just kept pushing and pushing and pushing because she would see the parallels between her and Ethan. And as long as she was hanging out with Whitney, Chad is hanging out with, I was going to call him Travis. With Ethan, they're all could be a quad together. So, you know.
Yeah, she wanted it. She wanted her nice, cute little friend group of couples. I see nothing wrong with that. But yeah, this isn't about Teresa. It's about Whitney. So that's what I know about that. Today, before we even started, I was like, I'm not accepting Teresa slander today. Today is a no Teresa slander day for me.
Well,
so when we get there, brace yourself.
Rules. I'm sorry. Brace yourself because I don't abide by those rules. Sorry,
I'm not accepting it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to accept it.
And we are all entitled to our opinions.
You can send it, but I'm gonna send it. Yep. Return to sender.
Sure.
Okay. So, anyway, let's finish up with these two. Kay and Simone. See, we even forgot about Simone. Poor thing.
Oh no.
Do we supposed to be talking about Simone? We off on Whitney.
No. Yeah, we off on Whitney. I did have to say, Kay is so funny because Kay's like, well, you know, you were holding out, and Whitney was giving some to him. And Simone rightly said, yeah, how far did that get you with Miguel?
Pregnant.
And you got pregnant.
You even got pregnant, and he still wants nothing to do with you.
Oh my God, that was funny as hell.
Record scratch. I actually like this record scratch. I'm gonna do that again. You had sex with Miguel. He even got you pregnant, and he still wants nothing to do with you. Not too much.
That was
my girl Kay.
great.
That was awesome.
That soundboard, Mr. Lee. Thank you. I'm so grateful for your patronage.
Yeah, me too. I need to call him actually after we get off here today. So anyway, Kay tells her, no, let's concentrate on you and your situation, girl. Don't worry about mine. I got my shit handled. So
I got a witch in my pocket.
Yes, I've got powers. So Simone says, here's my situation, Kay. Chad loves Whitney. He wants my sister, body and soul, and she wants him. I lost him, Kay. I appreciate that we finally got Simone to say out loud that Chad and Whitney love each other, that they're going to be together, and she has lost him. I can appreciate that finally she is kind of like seeing the truth. That cloud of delusion is like being lifted. Yeah. And so she cries about losing everything, and Kay comforts her and tells her that she's going to help her get Chad back. Simone says, how? And we see that Kay basically is intending to use her magical powers, because she says, trust me, when the time comes, I will have the power to make Chad yours again. And so if you
now that's a friend. Yeah, I gotta say, the fact that you have a friend that's like, listen, I've sold my soul before, bitch. I got you. Like, I'm gonna get you. Once I figure out how to open up a spell book, it's going down.
Yeah. So I love how she's like, oh, but don't worry about it. Jessica did the same to me with Reese. And so
yes, Simone's like, that's not the same.
You didn't even love Reese.
Yeah, it's not the same. Although
I call him Reese. I'm proud of myself.
Although Jessica was fucked up too, so
yeah, agreed.
Jessica is fucked up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, y'all.
We can bitch on Jessica.
All right, so that is all I have for this half of the episode, y'all. Thank y'all so much hanging in there with me. I know I've had a lot of little technical difficulties today. But thank you so much. So where can the people find you, Kelley?
On the Discord.
Eric?
At St. Lisa's next year. I'll be on the Discord.
All right, and Maria?
You can find me on the Discord.
You can find me on the Discord, baby. Go over to patreon.com/passionspodcast and sign up for whatever tier you find most agreeable, and you will be able to access the Discord, the paid tiers, not the free tier. I am trying to figure that out. I haven't had the time to figure out how to do like the little separate. Andrew sent me a thing about how I can make separate channels that would be for everybody, and then the other like paid tiers have all the channels that we have right now. So I, be on the lookout for that. That might be coming down the pipeline.
Nice.
So with that, you are my passion for life.